you know, one of the things that we do, and I know the girls already did this, but we always say a protection of prayer when we start any investigation, so that God will surround us with His white light and keep us safe and keep us from harm. And to, if any angels or spirit guides would like to join us, they know they are more than welcome. And so we're going to begin, and we usually start by trying to make contact and determine whether or not there is a male or a female spirit with us. And so again, I just want to say to the spirit, if there are any spirits here that would like to communicate with us, we mean you no harm, and we have put several... Okay, so we're here in Warwick, New York today, and I have Gail with me. This is their, well, I want to say first paranormal investigation. Gail, this is your first one?
This is my first.
Okay, and I just wanted to establish that you've never been to this property before, right?
Never been
No,
here.
me either.
Okay.
Never been here.
And I also want to establish that I have not told you anything about this property.
Nothing.
Or this house, or anything that's ever taken
You
place.
wouldn't discuss anything with us.
Okay, and can you tell me, during the week, did anything come to you? Did you have, of course, you know, when you're going on an investigation, your mind starts going wild and things come to you. Did anything like that happen to you during the week?
Actually, not during the week, but on the ride up here, something did come. What I do is I pictured two types of houses. One of them was a log cabin. I pictured a woman standing there. She had on a long dress with a white apron and a white bonnet, but it looked like it was either the early 1800s. What I see and feel is that the log cabin burned down, and I know that the other thing that I'm picking up was it was Indian territory, and I think that it must have been burned down, and I picture a lot of arrowheads on this property. But the next the next thing I see is a Victorian type house, and I picture some kind of purple in it.
Okay.
And I don't know who the owner is because I've never been here, and like I said, this is my first paranormal investigation, but I pick up a name with a W in it. It could be the first letter of a last name or the first letter of the first name, but
Okay.
I do pick up a W.
Okay.
And
you said earlier you thought it was either maybe like a
Winters,
or
with a
something
spoon,
like that.
a long name.
Okay.
But I do pick up, the first one
up-
was a Winters or a Witherspoon, but
Okay.
that's getting dramatic. I'd have
Right.
to, excuse me?
Keep going.
Just ignore it. Yeah, he's doing that
for wind.
because of the
Oh,
wind.
okay. But basically, I see a lot of arrowheads, and to me this was Indian territory at one time.
Okay.
And as far as the Victorian house, I see purple, some kind of purple in it,
Okay.
and it's like an asphalt shingle or something. It's not siding or anything. I just pick up like a darker asphalt shingles around it,
Okay.
and basically that's it. But like I said, this is my first investigation. So.
Great. No, and the reason that I'm asking you this is because I know you, on the ride up here, this all did come to you. And again, I don't know all the history here, and so it will be interesting to find this out. And
Right.
that's why I want to take any and all information.
And you know
because
what? I'm getting
you're
getting the goosebumps.
You're getting the validation.
Whenever I get
chills.
the goosebumps, I know something in what I
It
just said is coming.
true. Okay.
I hope
That's
it's all
great.
true, but
Right,
some of
right.
it is validated.
Okay.
From,
And the house
Excellent.
was like from the 50s or 60s. Did I say that?
You did in the
Yes.
car.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It was like from the 50s, late
Okay.
50s, early 60s.
Okay.
Like an updated farmhouse type
Okay.
situation.
Okay.
And they were definitely related to you somehow.
Right.
That's all
Yes,
I
you
was
did
getting.
say that
Yeah.
that you
It's
thought they were
related to you?
related to me.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
what I
That's
thought,
what she
yeah.
said. Mm-hmm. Okay. Wonderful. first three here, spirits, if you see me doing this, you can communicate by just tapping the back of this like that.
Twist.
Or twist. This one you can just twist it and turn the light on. And this one works the same as that one.
Just twist it.
You just tap the back of it. There we go. And, or this is a K2 meter over here. If you go close to that, your energy will actually light that up. And any one you choose will be happy with. So, let's try and see if we can get a spirit here today. So, Gail, would you want to start? And we're going to try to establish if it's a male or a female.
Okay. Like Donna just said, are you a male?
All right. So Mary Beth, if you could tell me, how many years did you live in this house?
I moved in when I was 13,
Okay.
and I turned 14 that fall, and I lived here until I was 19.
Okay.
I went to through high school and then 2 years of community college,
Okay.
and then I moved out. And I moved back for a few months after culinary,
Okay.
and then I got a job and left.
Okay.
And then, of course, the last 3 years I moved back in. And, you know, lots of noises in the house, but there were 6 of us living here.
Right.
So who
Okay.
could attribute it to one thing or another? But I remember one night specifically, the family had gone up to Middletown,
Okay.
and I didn't want to go with them. I probably had some term paper I was putting off doing. So I
Okay.
was sitting on the couch in front of the fireplace in the house
Okay.
and watching a show when I heard the back door open,
Okay.
and thought it was kind of funny because usually the family came in the laundry room door,
Okay.
but the back door opened, and I looked, and I didn't see anybody until they came right up to the couch. But what they did was they opened the back door, and then they came right up to the couch, and it was a Indian brave standing there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was, you know, he had like a leather suit on,
Okay.
and he had a quiver and a quiver of arrows and a bow.
So you saw a full apparition?
I
then?
saw a person standing there.
Wow.
And he
Okay.
went.
It wasn't
From-
an actual live person.
No, it was an
wasn't.
Indian. It was
wasn't.
a Native American
You could see
Indian.
through him.
You could see through him.
You could see through him, but he was there. I mean, like,
Okay.
he was there, but he wasn't like flesh like you and I are, because I could see through him. But he was there, and he was obviously there. He came through the door.
Wow.
He came right up to the couch, but he looked at me, but it was like he didn't see me.
Right.
And he walked past me, and I knew that he went down the hallway because he opened the bathroom door, then the next bedroom door, then across the hall that bedroom door, then that bedroom door, which was mine. And then he
Wow.
walked up and went through my parents' bedroom door, in through the bathroom, came right back, looked at me sitting on the couch, went and opened the door at the top of the stairs, that bedroom, and then
Wow.
came back and walked out of the house and was gone.
Wow.
He came in, it was like,
Wanted to check out
it was
every
like he
room.
wanted to see what was on
Wow.
this property, and then left.
And
He
then
wanted to check out the longhouse.
Wow. Right.
The house is long.
Wow.
He was
And-
probably extremely disappointed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't a teepee.
No,
You know.
and although there was a central fireplace, it wasn't lit.
Wow.
It wasn't an open fire, it was a...
So now, did you hear all the doors
Yes.
opening and closing?
I heard all the doors open, and I only saw him. I didn't see him when he came in, but when he got right in front of the couch, I was like, oh, it's a Native American.
Wow.
And then when he walked away, I didn't see him. But I
Okay.
heard the footsteps.
Right.
And and they were soft, like, because he was wearing moccasins.
Okay.
And then I heard him go all the way through the house.
Right.
I could hear the footfalls.
Right,
And then
right.
again, I didn't see him till he stood right in front of me on the couch, and then he left. He didn't say anything.
Right.
And, you know, I was only aware that he probably knew I was there because he made a point of standing in front of me.
Right.
And then
Right.
was gone.
Okay.
No conversation was had.
Right.
I didn't feel threatened
Wow.
at all.
Wow.
I was kind of spooked by it.
Right. Right.
And then within a half hour, the family came in through the laundry room door.
Right.
And I was just like, you won't believe what just happened.
But so there were Native Americans living here at the time, and it's always been in the family that this was a Native American burial ground. And it probably would have been the slope just on the other side of where we're sitting now, facing west, because they would always bury their dead facing west with their heads down.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you that. Okay, so interesting. Okay, and throughout the years being on the property, did you ever find any arrowheads? Did you ever find any
Yes.
artifacts?
Native American artifacts. A lot of stone hand tools. You could tell by the way that they were shaped and shaped by human hands to fit in a hand.
Okay.
And also the parts of the tool, the stone, where they would be pounding on stuff, had little dimples and chips in it. So, so stone hand tools, some pieces of flint that you could see where it was worked and used as a scraping tool.
Wow.
My brother Patrick did find an arrowhead.
He did. Okay.
Yep, in the woods in the
All
back.
right. Wow.
So.
All right. As we were in the house, Gail said to me, she goes, "I'm picking up the name of Beth." She goes, I don't know why, but the name Beth is coming to me. And just so you know, my sister-in-law, who did live here, her name is Mary Beth. So that's one of the things. The other thing that I wanted to bring up is the other night when I talked to Marge says to me, you know, I just can't get this out of my head, but I'm going to just tell you because I don't know why I'm seeing this. But if you're looking at the house, I'm seeing a grassy field to the right. And sure enough, there it is. Okay. On top of that...
But what if we were on that side of the house? Then it would be
well,
to the
but
left.
but she was describing the house from here. So, and the other thing that she brought up the other night, which they do not know about.
Wait, has she ever been here before?
No.
So how do you know that she was talking about from here and she wasn't talking about over there?
Because the way she described the rest of the house to me, she says you come up the driveway and you walk straight and you're looking at the house, and she goes, and the field is on the right.
Right.
And as you can see, there's only one way to come up this driveway.
Okay.
But the other thing that they do not know, and I have not told them anything, is about the Indians. And she says, and I keep seeing Indians and a battle. And
Everybody knows that Indians used to live here.
yes, but they don't know about the battle. And there actually was a battle. So keep it under your hat.
The other thing that I'm picking up it was Indian territory, and I think that it must have been burned down, and I picture a lot of arrowheads on this property.
This whole thing is burial grounds.
I haven't told them anything, so that's why it's going to be really interesting. They're going to flip that when they find out. Can you tell me anything about the history of Warwick and the property here that your family lives on?
Yes, Warwick was first settled by the first Europeans in 1712, and it was just by chance just over the hill through the woods here. So within a quarter of a mile of where we live is where the original foundation, where they built their house.
Oh, wow.
It was the Wiesner family.
The Wiesner
They
family.
came over from, I believe it was Germany or Switzerland, so one of the two.
But the other thing, which I don't know, which was kind of interesting, is Gail has never been here, and she came up with the name of W. Do you remember my brother-in-law told us that, was it
Wiesner.
Wiesner. Now,
He's the founder of Warwick.
yeah, but she didn't know she was coming to Warwick.
She knows she's in Warwick.
Well, now she does, but in the car ride, she had told me that before we even got to Warwick. She didn't know she was coming to Warwick.
But I pick up a name with a W in it. It could be the first letter of a last name or the first letter of the first name. But I do pick up a W.
Okay.
And
you said earlier you thought it was either maybe like a
Winters,
or something like
Witherspoon.
that.
All right, so if there's a spirit here,
Wait.
wait. stopped. The lights stopped. You said, wait.
It's like, okay. Oh, nice. We got almost.
Wow, it's 65 now on here.
Oh, okay.
It was 64,
Okay,
62,
okay,
63,
okay.
60.
60.
Steve, can you turn your phone off?
It's still going off. Look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Why don't you ask questions anyway, just to keep it interesting?
Alright, so if there's a spirit here, I hope that I'm not sitting too close. Don't be afraid. I mean you no harm. Just come forward again and please light up the meter as you were doing. Let me move my foot. This way you can get in. But please come back and light up that meter again for me.
Were you able to see the lights on?
No, I just it hasn't gone off since I turned record.
Okay, if I'm too close to the meter, light up the meter and let me know you want me to move away from the K2 meter. Can you do that for me? If I'm sitting too close and you want me to move further away, just light that up. Okay, so maybe if I'm, can you just let me know that you're here? Can you light that up for me again? You had that going crazy before, but then I wasn't sitting here. Why don't I do this? I'm gonna get up and you come back, all right? I'm gonna move.
Oh, that was recording.
Let's see
Yeah.
what happens.
I think that you should all just move closer over here.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Thank you. The spirit just came in. All right, is
Yeah,
that
why don't you
good? Do you
move?
want us to
Yeah,
move
yeah.
closer? Is that what you wanted?
They wanted us to move away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I
Run,
moved
go
down
over.
here.
Take the chair with you.
Okay, I'm moving down here.
Can you get that?
That was fire.
Is that better? Are you happy with us moving the way we did?
Sorry.
That's okay.
There we go.
Can you turn on a flashlight? All you have to do is just twist it a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Do you want me to move further away? Can you light up the meter again for us and let us know that you're still here? Now you can light up those flashlights too. I'm going to show you something. All right, so if you want to communicate with us by the flashlight, if you tap the back just like that,
Or twist it, yeah.
or twist it. I did it now, didn't I? Does it usually go off that way?
Yeah, twist it the other way.
It's not working.
Okay.
Got it.
Because all they have to do is just twist it a little bit.
Okay, or you twist it. Oh, it's not really by pressing
No,
the back
it's
of
like-
it. Okay, so you actually have to twist.
Yeah.
Okay, and the same thing with this.
Smooth.
You just turn it a little bit to let us know that you're here. I'm going to move over here for a second. I just want to see. Would you please come back and light up the K2 meter? All you have to do, as you know, is go close to that and you can light it up.
We're really happy that you're here, and we're not going to harm you. We would like to know that you are here again.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you
lighting
so
that
much.
meter up. Thank you.
That is so kind. Thank you so much.
Can you turn on one of the flashlights, please?
Remember to twist them. All you have to do is twist them a little bit. And now you like the K2 meter? Is that what you want to use? The K2 just lit up a few seconds ago.
Are you a female?
Okay, can you make that meter go all the way up to red for me? Can you do that? If you bring your energy, and you can use my energy, you can bring this all the way up there to light red. Are you a female spirit that lives in this house? I'm going to move away again. Don't be afraid. Come right in. Can you light up the meter for us again? Come on.
I just feel like there's a lot of Indian activity here. I don't know. Like when I walked in one of those rooms, I got such a strong feeling of the name Bess or Beth. I don't know who the heck that is.
I can have a feeling of a name.
It just comes to you. You know, like, okay, you know, like if you're walking down a dark, let's just say you're in New York, you're walking down a street. You know, it's not that safe, but you're not afraid to walk down it. And then one day, you're going to start, and you get that feeling, something's not right. I'm not going to do it. That's the same feelings you get when you feel stuff.
Yeah, but
It's
how,
like
how, how
psychic.
can that translate to a name, though?
It just comes, that's it. It just comes. Now, let me ask you something. If you're getting a phone call, sometimes you don't have to know who it is. Oh, that's Joe.
Yeah, I might
And
be
it's-
expecting it.
No, you're not expecting it. You mean every phone call you get, or you think of somebody and then like 10 minutes later or 15 minutes later, they're on the phone. Oh, I was just thinking about
That's
you.
a coincidence.
No, see, that's because you're on the human plane. If you're on the causal plane, which is the next step up.
But there's only so many people that call me, and I think about people as well. But generally, I think about the people that would call me. So
Not necessarily. Sometimes you think of somebody the day before, oh, I have to give them a call, and then they call you.
yeah,
That's psychic ability. That's intuition. That's the gut feeling. But what it is that you're putting a block on it instead of opening yourself up and thinking, maybe, just maybe, there might be something else. Because the human plane is not evolved into the causal. And you have to have many lifetimes to go into each plane. And in the human plane, and a lot of my friends don't believe in this, which is fine. Some of them even make fun of me, but you know what? I've proved it to myself so often that I know it. I know.
but here's the thing.
Wait.
Every
can I-
time you're thinking of somebody and they call you, that's proof.
When I'm saying to them, he wants to know, because I said I picked up the name Beth or Beth, and he says,
Right.
how do you get a name? I explained to him that what happens is sometimes you're thinking of a person,
Right.
and all of a sudden they call you in 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
Well, they're
That's right.
supposed to call. No, a lot of times they're not supposed to. It's when you
Right.
think it.
Right.
But what it is, I said he's blocked because he's stopping himself from evolving to
Right.
saying, well,
To
maybe this
understand.
might be a little bit psychic, might be a little bit intuitive.
Right.
And-
You can't really explain the reason that all of a sudden a name comes to you. It's because spirit or let's say spirit in the house is giving you that information. I mean, you can only to me sit there and say, okay, well, I'm going to rationalize this by there's only 26 letters in the alphabet. And so you have 1 in 25 chances. You know where I'm going with this. So you,
1 in
at
26.
some point, or 1 in 26. So you can only justify so much, and that's well, I guess with time.
You can only.
That's
I mean,
called the causal plane. Like he's still in the human.
Right.
And there's different planes. There's like 5 different planes.
I was just going to ask how many planes there were.
It's 5.
Because that sounds fun. What are the
Right.
what?
Oh God, I knew
what are
the
they?
first one. The first one, I think, I'm pretty sure, is that the way I went to school for this, I went to the metaphysical parapsychology classes, is that in order to be like God, you have to feel and know all things. You cannot get to God or the Godhead unless you live it. And the first one is like to be a tree. and that's okay. But the next one is the animal kingdom, the next plane. A horse, a dog, and a cat are the most evolved of all the animals because they're willing to give their life for a human.
Wow.
And then what happens is the next one is the human plane. And the human plane is, oh, there has to be only one life. I don't believe in reincarnation. I think that if you lead a good life, you go straight to heaven, which is great. But what about the people? Like, in other words, the next life, again, is the human, then the causal, then the next life is the spiritual. When you get into the spiritual, you're almost like Mother Teresa. It's the God, and you could evolve. It could be anyone who really, in their life, really helps other people.
Right.
Now, let me ask you, say, oh, I only believe in one life. Well, what happens if Mother Teresa and Al Capone stand in front of God, and they're both so sorry the same exact way? Do you think God says, I forgive you, my son, come in and go with Mother Teresa when he's killed all these people?
Well, I don't believe in God, but from
Well-
the Christian perspective, the answer would be yes.
Well, the answer is no, because you have to,
Well, no, I'm saying from the Christian perspective.
I don't know, I'm a Christian,
Okay,
I'm
well,
Catholic, and I feel that you have to better your life in order to get to God, and that's why
I
God
think
gives you
that's a
many
much, I
lifetimes.
think that's a much better way of looking at it. All I'm saying is that,
Yes.
like, if you read the Bible, it says that, like, you can apologize.
Well, I know that. Like I said, I believe in God faithfully. He's my world, and I think that the gifts that I got, I thank Him for it. But I also had to be involved enough times in different lifetimes
Right.
to get to this
To
point.
get to that point, right.
You know.
Well, you know, the thing is, and a lot of people don't understand that when you're dealing with what we do as mediums or just psychics or just intuitives, right? You have to understand that if you believe in God, then you believe in the devil, that there is evil. And you have to be very spiritual and you have to be very protected when you're doing this because you are coming into contact.
Exactly.
Let me put it to you this way, and you're exactly right about saying, you know, if you had Al Capone or if you had a serial killer, and once a serial killer passes on to the next life, he doesn't change. His spirit and soul doesn't change. He's not all of a sudden becoming a good person. If he was a bad spirit here and a bad soul here, he's a bad soul there, unfortunately. But that is the reality
Right,
of it.
and that's why he has to come back and fix his life.
Right.
He has
That's
to
right. That's right.
go on the right path.
Hopefully.
Right.
He may
and
never.
he might have
may
many
never.
lifetimes.
Right,
While
right,
other people
exactly.
have just a few lifetimes.
That's right. That's right.
And like I said, with
That's
all
how
the
we-
classes I went to and I found out all this stuff, I could understand, but you have to be open to it.
Right.
You can't be in your little box and say, I don't believe, when you never stepped out of the box to figure out what's going on there. Why don't I believe?
But what if I never saw anything compelling enough to make me...
Well, you know what? I mean,
You're not evolved enough. That's what it is.
I'm not evolved
Eventually- You're not. You're not.
No.
Because you're already in your little box. I don't believe this. I don't believe in God. I don't believe blah, blah.
But I don't believe in these different sorts of evolutions that you're saying either.
Right.
Right.
Well,
but
then you'll
at
be
some
back
point,
a lot. Sorry.
You'll be back. But you know what? That may change because maybe that's why
You're
you're
doing this.
supposed to be. That's right.
Maybe this
At
is-
some point,
Doing it for my resume.
right, well, you're doing it for your resume, but it also may be another journey that you don't know about.
Exactly.
You know.
What is
Each
that?
step
I don't
is a
know
new-
about this stuff.
Each
Right.
step
Well, that's
is
what
a
you're
new
going to
step.
learn. Right. That's right. That's why you're probably here, because, as you said, you don't know about this stuff. You've never really
What do
explored.
you mean that's
it.
why I'm here? I told you I'm here because for my resume.
Well, besides that, this is a plan that you don't have any control
Do you
of.
believe in this stuff? A little bit.
Yeah, 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah. Well, that's fine.
I was
Yeah.
raised devout Catholic, and then
Me
as I
too.
got older, I kind of did my own research. And
You were into ghosts and shit as well, though.
yeah,
Well,
It's you're probably more into the causal plane now.
Steve has a poster in his room with a picture of a UFO that says, I want to believe.
it's from the X-Files.